Hey all, so as you know, in my last video, I mentioned that I've been diving back into software engineering with the goal of eventually getting a really cool software engineering job. And right now, in order to prep for that, what I've been doing is I've been going through this course, which is really focused on data structures and algorithms. And then also I've been building just stuff for fun, just coding for fun. And one thing I thought I would build for fun, which I'm excited to show you guys today and share with you guys today, and I'm hoping that you can eventually play this game if you or try it out and let me know how you like it. I built a very first iteration of this game called Village Savior. I started this game like several years ago when I was first learning how to code, and it's been really cool to pick it back up and actually get it to a point where I think it is playable. It definitely is buggy and has like some lots of work. It definitely has like a lot of iterations and a lot of things that I could make better. Even like the styling, I think could look a lot better, but it is playable. So it's basically a survivor game where you're an archer and there's monsters and thieves that are trying to attack you, and you just have to fight as many of them off as you can. And the longer for each second that your health is over zero, your score goes up by one. And so yeah, you just want to survive as long as you can. You move using the arrows, and then you use A and D to shoot left or right, shoot your arrows left or right. So I'll just show you a little demo of the gameplay, and then I can walk through the code base a little bit too. So the gameplay, yeah, is you're this archer. The first few seconds, these enemies are going to try to attack you. They can't though. And you can shoot with A and D to try to kill some of these enemies. And then, yeah, as they lower health, they slow down. You can see that like one dude with the knife in the middle is like moving really slow because he has pretty low health. And then once you kill them, they go off the screen, and then you get gold. And then you can use that gold to go to the shop and buy things. So you could use 50 gold to heal 3 HP. If you have 300 gold, you could get flame arrows. If you have 500 gold, you can get a speed potion. I'm gonna actually hire a ninja because a ninja is like an ally that runs around chucking ninja stars, and if the ninja stars hit one of the enemies, they auto die and you get gold. So I'm gonna actually hire a ninja, and we'll go back. You can see that ninja's on the screen. Oh yeah, when they hit you, you lose health, obviously, when they catch you. So I'll just let one. And then, so yeah, you can see that ninja star is like chucking things. But yeah, so you see when I just got hit, I lost a little bit of health. But yeah, that's the game. If you survive long enough, there is a boss that comes out, which is cool. So anyway, I thought I would share. I'm excited because like when I built this years ago, I couldn't actually get the shooting down, and I couldn't really get I could get some things working, but it just, and I also was having a lot of trouble back then. This is when I was having a lot of trouble like actually deploying it to a public URL that people could use. But it's cool picking it back up after, spending a lot of time working in the industry, and then coming back to programming again with more, coming back to this project again with more skill. It's been kind of cool. So anyway, that's the gameplay. It's at villagesaviorgame.com. The game's called Village Savior. So yeah, try it out. If you comment the word play, I'll just send you a link. Just DM you a link so you can just click and play it. Anyway, so that is the gameplay. Do try it out, and yeah, try it out. I'd love to see. It needs a lot of work, but I think it is fun and it's cool. It is playable. But anyway, with that, I'm going to dive into the code just a little bit, because the code definitely needs work. I just kind of built it pretty fast, but I'll just dive into the code a little bit. So it's obviously HTML, CSS, JavaScript, a lot of JavaScript, just vanilla JavaScript. There's actually no frameworks or libraries. I just wanted to really dive in with JavaScript alone and just try to really, just get in there with just JavaScript alone. So no frameworks, no libraries. As you can see, and then the actual deployment code. What I did was AWS S3. So there's like an index.html, CSS, JavaScript file, and then obviously like some images for these different characters. All that just go into an S3 bucket, and then I used Route 53 to purchase and host this domain name, and then I also used AWS Amplify to actually deploy the code and get the what is it, SSL? I think it's SSL or T SSL certificate. I think that's what it's called, to actually be able to access this website using using HTTPS rather than only HTTP. So yeah, because otherwise you can't. Otherwise it says like this website's not secure. So I used AWS Amplify to actually deploy it, which is actually really straightforward, which is really cool. But the code is again really like pretty simple right now. It's literally this indexed HTML file, and you got like some modals for the instructions and for like the shop and whatnot. But then at the very bottom, the big thing that I want to draw y'all's attention to, at the very bottom, there's this survivor canvas game.js file, and this just has all the code. And again, I just built this pretty fast, but if I could redo this or in a refactor, what I would do is I'd probably split some of the components. I'd probably use Webpack to split some of the components into many different files, so it's not just like one huge file of JavaScript. But it is fairly straightforward. Like you can see, I'll show you guys like some sample code. There's like it's using object-oriented programming, so you have like an enemy class, and then you'll have like a goblin that can extend the enemy class and have certain things. I need to refactor this and put more into the enemy class. But yeah, eventually, like that's another thing. And then you could have like this like golem, all these things like extend from the enemy class, which is cool. And I bought all these images. I bought these images from this like 2D art thing, and they had all these characters. So they had like, this was labeled ninja, this like bandit guy was labeled thug, this was labeled goblin, this was labeled archer. There's all these different images and sprites that I could use. So anyway, that's a quick walkthrough of the code. There's a README here. I'll just go to GitHub. There's a README here where I talk about kind of like the overview, what I use to deploy it, some challenges and solutions. One thing that was cool was like trying to figure out like the movement of the characters. So like the goblin, what I did is like initialize him to a random, he just moves randomly, versus like the bandits actually chase you. So what I did was like with the goblin, I have him like initialized to a random spot on the screen, and then he has the destination X and Y, and he moves towards that. And then once he reaches that, a new destination is spawned, and he keeps moving. Whereas the bandit, his destination is always the character. So that's what makes him actually like run towards you, which is kind of cool. So you can see like the bandit's running towards you because the logic for his movement is to run towards you, versus the goblins just run randomly. But anyway, so yeah, this README, if you're into the code, definitely check this out. But ideally, like, give me a little bit, because I want to make this code cleaner. Again, I'd like to, all the JavaScript is in one file. Like, this is not a good practice to have like literally 1,400 lines of JavaScript. Like, that's not a good practice. So I definitely want to break it up into smaller files. It is very well commented. So that's cool. But and the README, I think like does explain a good bit, but yeah, I definitely need to clean it up. But anyway, that is this last part was, I guess, for more technical folks who are interested in some of the software details. But for everybody else, definitely go try it out. And I'm pretty excited about it, and I'm hoping to make more iterations, make the game more fun, make the code easier to read. And anyway, that's all I got for now, and I'll talk to you on the next one.